What's up, guys? It is 2 days later from the last portion of this video that I shot. I did do a little bit more in the garden that day, but nothing that I did took over 5 to 10 minutes, and I was just kind of getting it done and getting back to other things that I had to do, so here we are. Right now I am about to take out these pea trellises. I'm going to leave the peas on the trellises and let them dry out more after I pull them out. I'm going to save them for seed for this fall when it's cool enough to plant peas again without them drying out and being very unhappy. So I'm going to see if I can just pull them out. Be more careful with this one than I did that one because I have cucumbers trellised up in this one and I don't want to accidentally pull those out. Just gonna make sure they're not like connected by any of their tendrils first. And then try and do the same thing. Look at this. Oh, well, that's not good, the ants, but the worms. The worms is a good thing. There's another worm right here. Right there, you can just barely see it. Yep, there it was. And that guy over there. No, get away from the ants. The ants are not necessarily your friends. Those came out fairly easy. All I really have to do is kind of push this soil and mulch back into place like I already did that one. Yeah, those came out pretty easy. So now I have space to maybe do some lettuce on this side of the cucumbers, and I'm gonna cut back this kale to only one and defoliate it, and then this is probably enough space to do not cucumber. Well, I could do cucumbers there, but it's probably enough space to do a squash plant or a zucchini. A zucchini is a squash, but you know what I'm saying. I just broke this sunflower in the middle, so it's actually dead now, so I'm just gonna toss it. So here are the pea trellises that I just took out of the ground. I'm not going to leave them here in the middle of the yard, but I will probably leave them right here by the greenhouse just to dry. I'll go ahead and move them, I guess. Why talk about it and not do it? But I'll just stand it up a little bit against this tree and this stuff. Put the other one right in front of it. Just let these dry here for a day, maybe 2 days, and then I'll pull off all the pods and save them for pea seeds for next year. I keep saying next year, but I'm going to plant more peas in the fall, so I'm really saving them to keep for seed to plant in like a few months. This is my container of kale that I had to defoliate because it was getting ravaged by caterpillars, and I've only had to pick off maybe a handful of caterpillars since defoliating it. I think they might have fully killed the growing tip of this one, so that might have to be just totally cut down, removed. But most of them are growing back, or going to grow back. This one's already doing pretty good. I've been blasting them with the jet setting on my hose nozzle, just to blast off any caterpillars or any extra poop that is still on there. I'm still just trying to make them the best as possible, but they're doing pretty good. It's really hard to find a flat place for you guys to sit in the garden because it's just my backyard. I haven't flattened anything, so I hope this looks okay. But I am going to count how many runners there are off of this strawberry plant and then go get that amount of containers with soil in them, and then I'm going to somehow place them into that soil to let them root, hopefully without removing them from the strawberry plant is my goal. We'll see if that works out or not. Okay, I brought the amount of pots out here that I have runners, but I also, while inside, looked up a video on potting up strawberry runners just to be sure, because I've never done it and I don't want to waste potential whole strawberry plants for free. If I could just look up a video real fast and make sure I'm doing it correctly. So these can't reach the pots just by staying connected to the plant, and that is a way that you can root them. Just set them kind of on top of a pot like this and hold them down with a rock or something and let them root while they're still attached to the mother plant. But mine aren't quite long enough. They're just not the right length for me to do that, so I'm gonna have to cut them off. But only two of my runners are ready to be cut off, so I'm going to cut those ones off and put them in pots to root and leave the rest on here to mature a little bit more until they're ready to be cut off and rooted the same way. So I'm gonna go grab my pruners out of my garden bag. So what I'm gonna do is cut the runner off with the growth, the runner with the section of the leaf growth and a crown. I'm going to cut off this section of the runner that has this new forming crown right here, and then this new leaf growth on it. And you don't want to bury this, and I will show you guys exactly how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to cut it maybe 2 inches away from where that crown is going to be. So here-ish, and just snip it off. And then I'm going to use this bit. It might actually be too big. Yeah, I'm going to cut a little bit more off of that actually. There, I made it a little shorter. So I'm going to use this bit of stem left to kind of anchor it into this pot, because you don't want to bury this crown or the strawberry will rot. So I'm just going to kind of stick that. So I'm just going to stick this stem kind of down into the soil so that this new crown, so this new strawberry crown is staying above, and I'm trying to do this with 1.5 hands, so bear with me here. So I'm going to keep this stem part in the ground, or in the soil, and then just push in around it to kind of anchor it in there without burying the new crown. That one stayed up a lot easier, obviously. Okay, those are the only 2 strawberries that were ready to plant by being cut off, so I'm just gonna water the garden now. When I say I blast the kale to try and get any caterpillars or caterpillar poop off, this is what I mean.
is so cool.
This lettuce that I have growing, it's a little too hot outside for it to probably grow to full head, so this is probably ready for me to eat whenever I'm ready to eat it. I already have some lettuce in the house, but after it's gone, this will be on the menu. Time to water stuff in the greenhouse. If my hose decides that it wants to come with me. There we go. I told it didn't have a choice. Well, that's all the water I need, so I'm going to go shut the water off, and then we're going to do some more chores. Alright, next order of business is going to be to thin this perennial kale to just one plant and pick off any caterpillars that I see in the process. I'm trimming this because these are very closely sewn together. This is a perennial kale, so this is just how many came back up after the winter, and I haven't thinned it out yet, as well as I have tons of other kale plants that you would have seen just a minute ago if you've watched the whole video. So I'm just going to thin this to the strongest one, whose growing tip seems to be intact because this has been attacked by caterpillars for quite a bit. Okay, there's actually two that seem okay that I'm probably going to leave, and it's these biggest two. So the other ones I'm just going to push my pruners into the soil a little bit and cut slightly below the surface and just chop them off. It's okay, little spider, I let you live. This is the stalk of the biggest plant from the kale last year. So now on this side closer to you guys where the peas were and behind this kale, I'm going to put this Kiwano jelly melon. Actually, there's two in here. I probably won't be able to separate them because they've been in here quite a while, so I'm probably just going to plant both and trellis each one. Might be able to tease those apart, but they're already unhappy and root bound, so I don't want to transplant shock them too bad. I'm just going to leave them together and slide them down in the hole. And then backfill that with what I dug out. And I said a few minutes ago I already have some strings up here, so I'm just going to take these two on the left and one for each melon. While I'm out here next to them, I'm going to go ahead and pull out a few of these bigger looking carrots and see if they're sizable enough to use them as baby carrots. Baby carrots. That one wasn't quite sizable enough, but that's okay. That one's decent. These atomic red ones seem to be the biggest, so I'm going to try and pull those. That one was tiny, so of course right when I say that, that's not going to be the case. So I don't quite think I could make a meal out of these, but I will eat them. But it's good to know that they are producing carrots and not just going to seed anyway. So I will let them continue to grow in here for a bit longer and just size up some so that I can eat them without it being a nuisance to cut them up and clean them. So I got all these carrots. The atomic red seemed to get the biggest the fastest for me this year and last year, so that's good to keep in mind. I do think those are atomic red. This might be just a bag of rainbow carrots actually, so I'm not sure if they're atomic red, but these red ones, and last year it was atomic red specifically, so I will eat these, but it's not much. Okay. we are now at the very back of my backyard, near this giant brush pile, to do this next chore. First of all, I need to put drainage holes in the bottom of this bucket. Now, I'm going to put some gloves on. But I'm going to clip off small pieces of this brush to fill the bottom quarter to third of this container so that I don't have to fill the whole thing with potting soil, because I don't have a lot of deep, or at least I don't have a lot of things that need that deep of roots. So yeah. And potting soil is expensive, so. This is just a clump of old grass that was even in potting soil, ornamental grass, so I'm just gonna toss that. No, I'm actually gonna do it upside down so that it's not sticking upward. I think we've got enough. I tried to record what I just did, but I'm not sure if it worked. But I smushed down all of the sticks to about a third of that container, and then I put this Ocean Forest by Fox Farm potting soil on the top. And then I have some peppers in containers that are going to be planted out into that. So I am about to drag that container to where I need it and then plant those peppers. Okay. This is where these peppers will be planted out. I've got 2 large ones and a bunch of smaller ones. But I'm thinking I'm gonna have some 5-gallon buckets soon. I'm thinking I want to grow some peppers in 5-gallon buckets, and these ones in the big pots are already doing well because they've been in the big pots for a while. Like, they're making peppers and they look green and great and everything. So I'll probably not plant this one yet, or this one, and they're both Sugar Rush peach peppers, which I already have a couple of planted out. And then I will plant out these little ones. I will have to go get some more soil in order to plant out those little ones, so I'll be right back. Alright, here is another bag of soil. I'll probably use half of. I'm pushing it down so much because of all the sticks that I have down at the bottom. I know that it's going to sink quite a bit, so I just want to get it as much down in there as I can. And we'll call that good. So this is a jalapeno pepper, a not spicy version of the jalapeno. One of these might be the same. I'm not sure what this one is. It doesn't have a tag. This one is a habanada, so a not spicy version of a habanero pepper. And again, a different one might be the same, because not all of them have tags. So we've got 5 to put in here. My most densely planted pepper bed right now has 5 in it, so I think I'm gonna put 7 in here and see how they do. Worst that could happen is I get less than I would have. But there was some other peppers in small containers, these ones, that have been in there a long time also. They're looking sad, and I just want to get them all looking happy. Not root bound, so that's good. Happy with that. Now, of course, I already turned off my water, so I can't water these in right now, but I will water them in tonight. Also later tonight, I need to do some gardening mail with you guys, I guess. I ordered some seeds and just wanted to share with you guys which ones I got. So, what's up, guys? It is a few hours later from the last bit of video footage that you would have seen, which would have been me planting some peppers. My phone died. My phone died while I was planting those peppers, so I didn't get to, well, you guys didn't get to finish talking with me, but I ended the video. But I'm gonna do it again for you guys. A few weeks ago, I participated in a little, like, guessing game that Michelle in the Meadow hosted on her channel. She had asked her viewers to guess how many perennial plants she had, and whoever was the closest won a prize. I was not the closest by a long shot, but she also wanted to send out consolation prizes to the people who participated just for fun, and I was one of those people. So she sent me a consolation prize in the mail. And she did say in a comment to me on YouTube that she picked this one specifically for me because she hadn't seen me say anything about it on my channel, so I thought that was cool. Okay. I thought it was seeds because I could hear them moving in the package, but it's purple tomatillos. That's actually really funny because I almost bought some of these in this, which is another thing we're about to open together. So yeah, she was correct in saying that I did not have any of these and have not grown them. I do have 3 tomatillo plants. None of them are purple. They're all green tomatillos. So thank you so much again to Michelle in the Meadow for sending me that. That's awesome. She's really sweet. If you guys don't know who she is, definitely go check her out. She's very genuine and sweet and funny. So, and informative. A lot of good information on her channel. She's great. Then, since we were in here opening things, I thought I could open with you this box that I ordered from Botanical Interests. Just some seeds. They had a sale of a lot of their select seeds were 40% off. Almost half price. Hello, I couldn't not order from that, so I just thought I'd go through with you what I ordered from there. First of all, with every seed order you make, they send you a seed starting guide that has quite a bit of good information in it for you, front and back, just about different general seed starting tips, tricks, and ideas. So that's awesome. That comes with every purchase. So I have a few of these already. And then they also send a free thank you variety. So this is a mesclun lettuce mix that I got for free as a thank you just for ordering from them. And then I got just a few seed packs as well that I personally picked out that were 40% off, like I said. So I got 3 packs of green beans. I got the contender bush bean. I grew these last year and I have a few growing outside right now, but I was almost out of the seeds, so I thought I'd go ahead and grab those. And then I got the Blue Lake pole beans, which I have not grown before. This will be a new one for me. And then I got French fillet bush beans. I also have never grown those before, but the way they described them just sounded nice. And they said they're good for sauteing, that they're like thin and slender when they're small. So that sounded like something I would like to do. I also got 3 squash. So I got a honey nut squash. I already had some seed of this, but I only had a few left, so I picked up another one of those. It was $4.29 and the sale was 40% off, so a little bit less than 50%. So a regular pack of seeds that was $4.29 is now less than $3. And then I got this Table King acorn squash. I really like acorn squash, but I never found myself buying it. And I just thought, you know, there's quite a few seeds in here, and the cost of this pack of seeds is $3.49. That's 1 acorn squash at the store. So I thought I could grow as many as I could possibly need. Instead of buying them, I just bought some seeds. And then I also got early prolific straight neck summer squash, just because I didn't have any yellow squash and I like it, so got some. I also got 3 root vegetables. We got a little finger carrot, and I just thought that it sounded interesting. It says, a true mini carrot, fun for kids of all ages. Even harvested small, it has a deep orange color, tender core, and sweet flavor. Perfect for containers. I grow in containers, so little finger carrot. Then I got a Touchstone Gold beet. I've only ever tried beets a few times in my life, and they were the classic red, like pickled beets in a can. I tried to grow beets this spring, but I started them too late and they didn't bulb up before. My cat just scared me. He came in the room and pushed the door open. Koshka. What? Come here. What are you doing? Here's the kitty. He just came in the door. He like pushed the door open to come in here. I don't know why he's freaking out and he's being spazzy right now. Koshka, what are you doing? You okay? You freaking out? Were you playing before you came in here? He always flicks his tail back and forth in a certain way while he's playing, and he's doing that right now, so he's probably playing before he came in here. But now he's just going to lay on the floor with me. Koshka, what are you doing? Okay, well that's Koshka, everybody. I don't remember what I was saying. I think I said the carrots, and I was saying beets. I haven't tried a lot of beets, but I would like to, and I've heard that these golden beets have less of that earthy flavor that makes people not really like beets, so I thought if I could learn to like these first, then maybe it'd be kind of a segue into the, you know, other beets. And I do have other beets. I have some of the beets that have the most of that earthy flavor in them, so. And then the last root vegetable I got is the All-American parsnip. I've also never had a parsnip, so I just thought I could grow that. Those are both going to be for this fall. I'm not going to plant those soon. And then I got 2 kinds of lettuce, both of which I think I have some of already, but are supposed to do really well in my area, and I really love the flavor of the green one. So we got Butter Crunch Butterhead lettuce is the green one, and Marvel of 4 Seasons lettuce is this red one. And this red one is supposed to be slightly heat and very frost tolerant, and this one is also frost tolerant but not necessarily heat tolerant. But it has a really buttery flavor, and I like the texture of the lettuce on that one, so I got another one of each of those. And then the last thing that I got from Botanical Interest is a Green Globe improved artichoke. I really like artichokes, but I don't eat them very often, and the grocery store that is nearest to me doesn't have them very often, even if I did want to eat them, so I just thought I'd grow them instead. So yeah, those are all of the seeds that I bought. One last thank you to Michelle in the Meadow for sending me these purple tomatillos. I am going to plant some of these this summer. I didn't realize how fast tomatillos grow because I had never grown them until this summer, but they are huge. They grow so fast. There are so many tomatillos on each plant. I've only been able to harvest probably around between 10 and 15 tomatillos so far, but that means I'm almost able to make a batch of salsa, and there are triple that amount of tomatillos currently still growing on the plants outside. So that's going to give me plenty of purple tomatillos to make plenty of purple salsa. So that's really awesome. Thank you so much to Michelle for that. That's all that I have for you guys right now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys being here. If you're new, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you have any questions or comments, make sure and leave it down in the comments below. I will also be listing some helpful links down in the description, including a link to Michelle's channel, as well as a link to Botanical Interest where I ordered these seed packets, as well as a few other links that I always include in there, like where I buy my seeds normally, and a link to the exact greenhouse that I have on Amazon, things like that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. I have a lot of really exciting things coming up soon. My mom and I are taking a trip to Japan for my brother's wedding, so I will be filming there as much as I can and taking you guys along with me. I'm not sure exactly how to vlog traveling, but we'll figure it out. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you on the next one.